like to welcome Liam Geraghty, who is, as I mentioned before, he's studying for a Bachelor of Commerce. He's studying fully online. He's in his final year of the course. And Liam is going to share some tips with you. If you have any questions for Liam, type them in the chat, and when he has a break or an end of a sentence, I'll call the question out loud so he can respond to the group. Okay, Liam, you ready?
Yeah.
Great.
Hi everyone. I hope you can all hear me okay and see my slides. There aren't too many of them. I know you've been online for a while, so I won't keep you for too long. I just have 3 or 4 brief slides that will hopefully explain my own personal experience as an online student, in particular the benefits and challenges I found, and some advice on how to help with these. So as you can see, to begin, my name is Liam Geraghty, and I am heading into my 4th year and final year, thank God, of the online commerce degree. I actually start back on Monday, so this is a good warm-up for using PowerPoint and Blackboard and stuff like that. So I'll move on to the first slide, the second slide. Yeah, so here you can see the benefits of online learning that I found. Obviously, these aren't any great secret, and there are hundreds more in addition to these 3, but these are the ones that definitely stand out the most for me. And the first one and the main one is the flexibility of online learning. These online courses are catered perfectly for people who have family and work and other commitments, etc. As Eilish said, I've been doing this course now for 3 years, and I've been working full time throughout. Each year, I keep telling myself I'll reduce my contract at work just if college gets a bit heavier. But luckily, I haven't had to do that yet, which is good because I don't think I could afford college if I wasn't working full time. I haven't got kids or anything like that, but I know there are fellow students who are also working full time, and they have families, and they seem to be thriving as well. And I don't even know how they can do it, but they're doing really well. Let's see. So yeah, I think things can get a bit hectic around Christmas and the end of each semester with exams and assignments, but it really is manageable. The lecturers, the resources available, they really do want you to succeed, and it really is flexible. I've heard of scenarios where other students have had like sort of personal problems going on and illnesses and things, and the lecturers have been extremely flexible, accommodating to help wherever necessary. So they do want to help, and the course really is flexible. Online learning is brilliant for that. I wouldn't never get bogged down and think that it's too much or that you can't do it. The university definitely wants to help you succeed, so you can reach out whenever and they'll help you. Well, that's what I found anyway. Let's see. So yeah, another aspect I personally appreciate in terms of flexibility is being able to catch up with the coursework and read like the notifications like anytime and anywhere. You don't need to be at your desk. Let's see. Yeah, I made an attempt to school to study full time, and in comparison, it just wasn't for me. Obviously, I was much younger and probably much lazier, but I didn't like being tied down to a specific timetable. Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, going to college and stuff. It just wasn't for me. So I guess this touches on my next point, like studying at my own pace. You're given assignment deadline lists in each semester, but it really is up to you when you want to work on those assignments. I wouldn't recommend this, but if it could be avoided, but I'd listen to lecture recordings on the phone, like coming back from holidays, in the gym, even at work when it's quiet. It's really good. You really study at your own pace. As well as that, studying at your own pace doesn't just mean time; it means the actual coursework itself. I've been in classrooms where I've been nodded along to teachers, smiling, pretending I understand the material, and looking around, and everyone else is doing the same. But sometimes you might not get it, and you feel like the teacher's going a bit too fast. But with the online learning, you're kind of left alone, and as long as you meet the deadlines, you really can, like, you can study and learn at your own pace. I've got subjects where I have to take my time and read it and reread material before I can understand it. And then there's subjects where I've learned it quite quickly and easily. So you'll find your feet pretty quickly and what you're good at and what you need to spend a little more time at. I don't want to scare you now, but first year, it's probably the trickiest, mainly at finding your rhythm and what works for you and doesn't work for you. But it won't take long, and you'll realize it pretty quick. Yeah, in the business course, the numerical subjects, some people find tricky. Others might take a day or two for an assignment, but then it might take them much longer to submit a written essay. But the online courses allow students to study at their own pace. Pretty much, it's very flexible, and it's in that sense. The last one of the benefits, well, the last ones that I've listed, is the increased self-efficacy. The past 3 years, it's really boosted my own self-belief and confidence academically. The online learning stands to reason that you're on your own with the work. So there's pros and cons to that. I know in a classroom setting before, I've often used to check my answers with friends for assurance, or you'd sort of lean on someone, and I didn't really believe my own ability as much. But with the online learning, if you put in any effort at all, you'll see it will pay off, and it's a great boost. It kind of makes you want to learn more and challenge yourself more in harder assignments and stuff like that. And it also this also extends to your work setting and social interactions. It gives you an all round boost in your self belief. Let's see, where am I now? Yeah, so even if you do kind of doubt yourself, there's no lecturer there that's going to like put you down, or that they're all there to give you constructive feedback and to help you improve and get better. And you'll surprise yourself sometimes. Some assignments that I did, I thought were shockingly bad, and I was kind of aiming for a pass, and I'd be surprised then to see a half decent grade. So yeah, they're the three main benefits that I found from online learning. So I'll move on now to the next slide. I hope you can all still hear me. I'm waffling on a small bit now. Yeah, so slide 3, I don't really want to go on about the challenges too much, because I'm sure you've all considered them yourselves before you signed up for whatever you're doing, diplomas or degrees, whatever. And I don't want to be too negative either, but let's see. So the first one, the staying motivated. It also stands to reason that when you're left to your own devices, it is hard. Well, I found it hard at times to maintain motivation, especially when the workload gets a bit heavy, and you're kind of tired and fed up. There was many an evening I'd come home from work at 9:30 at night, and I'd have to sit at the desk catching up with college material until all hours, and I just wanted to fire the laptop against the wall. But if you just try and be positive and remember why you're doing it, you'll get by. The one thing that motivates me is if I think to the amount of college fees I've spent so far, I don't want to throw that away. So I eventually pushed through. Yeah. Also, when you can easily forget these late nights when you submit an assignment and you finish the year, you don't even remember them. Like, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and it may seem hard at the time, but you soon get past it, and it'll all be worth it. I hope. Yeah. Secondly, so feeling isolated. There's pros and cons to this. At times with the online learning, you do feel like pretty alone and isolated. In the classroom, you're surrounded by people, and even after class, you'd meet up with your mates and you'd be talking whatever it may be about, even if it's not college work. But yeah, when you're in the classroom, you do feel like you're in the same boat. But online, you can feel left in the dark sometimes. Um, I often, throughout the last three years, I'm a bit impatient anyway, but I panicked a few times, when a lecturer didn't reply as fast as I'd liked, or if I text a classmate for advice and they might have read the message and not replied, then I found out they were driving or something. But you will feel isolated, but just keep active on Blackboard. Check updates as often and as regular as possible. Even if you don't do the work, if you just read, what's asked or what's up and coming, and keep hounding teachers and classmates until they reply as well. That'll help. And remember that you're not the only student in the class. There's however many more. So it's not as bad as it sounds. Let's see. Yeah, management as well. It's pretty tricky with online learning, but it does become easier and easier. And perhaps unfortunately, first years do have to kind of figure that out for themselves. Looking back now, I would say first year was the hardest for me, just to try and manage my time. You might think you have more than you do, and you might become a bit complacent. But with second year, even if the work gets a little bit harder, your time management is so much better. And definitely with third year, I found time management was, I've finessed it now at this stage. So don't panic. First year leading up to Christmas, you'll find your feet with time management. Let's see. Yeah, that's another thing with time management. It's very important to create a balance between the time spent on each of your subjects. I know diploma courses may have a bit less credits against the degree, but even so, you have to try and like find the balance between each of your subjects, and don't neglect subjects you might not enjoy or that you find difficult, because you'll pay the price. So just tackle it head on, and just, yeah, try and delegate your time evenly between what's asked of you. Also, it's important to remember that you won't have lecturers breathing down your neck looking for the work. So you have to kind of keep on top of it yourself, and don't take your foot off the gas, and leave things to the last minute. Just try to learn how to manage your time. Let's see. Oh yeah, I put in this technical issues thing down the end. I live in the arse end of Mayo, so technical issues are quite common. I'm surprised that you can still all hear me, but yeah, you just get past them as well, and it won't be too bad. Hopefully, you all have much better internet than I do. Right. Finally, I told you this wouldn't take long. Just mention the top tips, or at least some tips that are good for online learners that I found. Let's see. So the first one, yeah, stay connected. Be in contact with classmates. This was nearly imperative in first year, and I don't know who came up with the idea, but it was brilliant. Set up a group chat with whoever's in your class. Someone, the reins, be the admin, get on WhatsApp and add everybody. It does become really annoying with the phone hopping, but it helps. And you can always put silent if you're on holiday. But David Burke, Mayo for Sam. Sorry. So yeah, the chat does keep everyone informed, and it helps, alleviate that feeling of isolation at times as well. As I said before, email lecturers, ask for help and advice. They are there to help you, and don't think that any question is daft. Like, a lot of the time people are afraid to ask a question. They might feel like they're being stupid, but just ask it. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You won't meet these people many times throughout the year, so ask away and delete them if they're hounding you. Yeah, the other thing, a good thing about the Blackboard is they have a thing. I don't know, have you seen it yet? There's a discussion board. It's sort of like an open forum where you can create threads and everyone can comment, sort of like Facebook, and just ask questions and give their advice. And yeah, as I said, there's no such thing as a daft question within reason, so just ask away. Secondly, plan ahead. This was really important, I found, as well, especially if you've got busy personal lives. It's coming down the road. If you're working, I know a lot of people have families, kids, etc. If you've got other commitments approaching, then just preempt submission dates. A simple but effective tip, which I did, and I think a lot of other students did, is to print your semester submission list and stick it above your desk or on the fridge. And I use a highlighter to cross out the completed ones. And as soon as you do that, just look at the date of what's coming next. And also, I always throw my eye on what percentage it's worth. If it's worth 10%, I know it might not be as big as one that might be worth 50 or 60%. So, if I know I'm going to be busy at work, or even if I'm due to go for a couple of pints and I mightn't be firing on all cylinders the next day, just plan ahead and organize things around college work, like wherever possible. If you're going on holiday, try and get things done that might be due while you're away. It'll just calm you down and make everything a little bit easier. And, it's great when you see the majority of the semester list highlighted pink, and you've a few to go. It's a great feeling, and you'll remember that it isn't that difficult. It's as difficult. It's as difficult as you want to make it, really. And the last one, explore the available resources. There's endless resources available to NUIG online students. You have full access to library online, on campus, although I'm not sure what the crack is now with the COVID, but you've got Blackboard, Google, internet, everything. Ask every question that you want to ask. Just don't impede yourselves. Get loads of different opinions, and you can come up with your own solution then. I made a couple of close mates throughout the few years, and I know I only live in Mayo, but I often drove up to meet them in the library. If there was a difficult assignment, there was students that came from Cork and Dublin just to spend 8 or 9 hours in the library, all working together. And you can book a room and work away, and don't be afraid to use whatever is available. It's all there. I think that's about it now. I have, if I could just say anything, I suppose it's just be confident in your own ability, and don't be afraid to ask questions, and take each semester as it comes. Don't be looking down, like whatever it may be, 2 years or 4 years down the line, or even if you're planning on doing masters, just don't be thinking about that. Just right now, think of Christmas. That'll come, it'll go. It doesn't feel, it doesn't take, it flies by, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And just enjoy the experience and try and remember why you're doing it. It's beneficial, even if you don't get a career out of it. It's important to learn new things. So thanks for listening.